Welcome to part 7. Oh, come follow me. Let us go meet Matthew. January the 4th, 2025 by man's calendar. This is Matthew 5, and Jesus is talking to us. And you saw that Moses' laws were strict, but he's stricter on some of them than even Moses was. But you think he came to allow you to remain in sin? No, that's not why he came. And if that's what you interpreted from his death, burial, and resurrection, you're a devil. That's not why he came. Yes, he came to do away with our sins, but only if we're repentant and truly want to change and be different. He didn't come so that you could continue to be devils. You have heard, this is verse 27 of chapter 5. You have heard it said by them of old time, you shall not commit adultery. But I say to you that whosoever looks on a woman to lust after her commits adultery with her already. And the same goes for women. If you're looking upon men with lust, that's the same thing. Unless you're not married. Then it's fornication. Still a sin, regardless. You're not supposed to look upon anyone to lust after them. And if your right eye offends you, pluck it out and cast it from you. For it is profitable for you that one of your members should perish, and not your whole body should be cast into hell. So if you can't keep your eyes in your own head and from strobing and wandering off, that's right. And church, this is more than just about a person's actual eye. This is talking about people in the church. If they are doing these things, you're supposed to pluck them out and cast them from us. We're supposed to pluck them up and cast them out away from us. Why? Because if you leave these things in the church, it's going to breed and continue. And it's going to spread through everybody. Like a sickness or a plague. It's a plague of sin. And if your right hand offend you, cut it off and cast it from you. For it is profitable for you that one of your members should perish, and not that your whole body should be cast into hell. It has been said, whosoever shall put away his wife, let him give her a written writing of divorcement. But I say to you that whosoever shall put away his wife, saving, that means except for the cause of fornication, causes her to commit adultery. And whosoever shall marry her that is divorced commits adultery. Unless it's for fornication purposes. Again, you have heard that it has been said by them of old time, you shall not forswear yourself. That means commit perjury. That means you shouldn't lie under oath, but shall perform to the Lord your oaths. But I say to you, swear not at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne, nor by the earth, for it is his footstool, neither by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great King. Neither shall you swear by your head, because you cannot make one hair white or black. And no, that's not you when you get your hair dyed. That's witchcraft. So you didn't do that on your own. You used witchcraft to do it. Put this witchcraft on your hair. Yeah, I did it for a time. I didn't know that's what it was until the Lord taught me. After he taught me, I can no longer use these things. I quit them. I don't want to be a partaker of that stuff. But let your communication be yea, yea, nay, nay. For whatsoever is more than these comes of evil. You have heard that it has been said, an eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say to you that you resist not evil. Yeah, because you're wanting vengeance. But whosoever shall smite you on your right cheek, turn to him the other also. And if any man will sue you at the law and take away your coat, let him have your cloak also. Let him have it. Just give it to him. And whosoever shall compel you to go a mile, go with him too. Give to him that asks you, and from him that would borrow of you, turn not you away. You have heard that it has been said, you shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy. But I say to you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you, do good to them that hate you, and pray for them which spitefully, which means shamefully, use you and persecute you, that you may be the children of your Father, which is in heaven. For he makes his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sends rain on the just and on the unjust. For if you love them which love you, what reward have you? Do not even the publicans the same? And that publicans means tax gatherers. And if you salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? Do not even the publicans so? Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. This is something important for us to remember. This is why it's important that we meet Matthew, to hear what Jesus said, to hear what Jesus wants us to do. Chapter 6, take heed that you do not your alms, which means gift giving, before men to be seen of them. Otherwise you have no reward of your Father which is in heaven. I don't like to do things to be seen. No one ever knows when I'm doing something for the Lord. And a lot of times I only sign the Lord's name to it. If I can get by with it and get away clean. It's Him I want to give full praise for everything. Because it was Him who provided it to begin with. Why should He not be glorified for it? Anyways, therefore, when you do your alms, do not sound a trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory of men. Verily I say to you, they have their reward. But when you do alms, let not your left hand know what your right hand does. In other words, don't tell people, not even those in the church with you, what you have done and what you're doing. Just go do it. Do it for the glory of the Lord. Don't do it because you have an audience. I'm not very comfortable with an audience. I don't do so well that way. I do better just doing it without anyone knowing. But it's getting harder for some of them things to be done with cameras being put everywhere. Anyway. But when you do alms, let not your left hand know what your right hand does, that your alms may be in secret, and your Father which sees in secret Himself shall reward you openly. And when you pray, you shall not be as the hypocrites are, for they love prayer standing in the synagogues and in the corners of the streets, that they may be seen of men. Verily I say to you, startled me and I lost my place. I say to you, they have their reward. Now, with that said, I'll see you in the next part. When I get a chance to get it up, we'll be kicking back off with Matthew 6:6. But I'll probably recap Matthew 6:5 rather. That way you'll understand where we are at. So I'll see you there when I get a chance.